I'm here to talk about unaspected planets in astrocartography. It's a very little known part of astrocartography, and yet it's hugely significant. Unaspected planets are quite simply planets that aren't talking to any other planets in your chart. The next stage down then would be what we call least aspected planets, and that would be planets that talk to maybe just two or three other planets in your chart. So it's quite like being in a room with two or three people. You know, when you're in that situation, the energy is purer, the conversation is deeper, it often flows more, versus being in a room with 10 people where it can be a lot of noise and a lot of chitter chatter. So spending time on one of the least aspected planets in your chart can bring not so much deep healing, but a real deep sense of feeling the planetary energy and really feeling what that planet is all about. Like if your Venus isn't very aspected, for example, you'd really feel the pure essence of who you love, how you love, what you love. If your Pluto isn't very aspected, you'd feel a charge and a need and an urge to transform yourself in a very subtle way without necessarily realizing it. For example, I live quite close to my Mercury and Neptune lines here, which ironically, even though Mercury is very strong in my chart, it dominates half my chart. It's actually only talking to three other planets. Neptune is the same. So I live quite close to those lines here in Court McSherry. And ever since I moved back here, my jewelry range was brought out in a matter of a couple of weeks. My book was published and I'm writing up a storm. I also want to let you know that I'm ceasing doing single sessions in the next couple of weeks. I'll be moving to 3-session packages because I want to serve my clients to a higher level and also focus more on astrocartography, which, as many of you know, is my biggest and greatest and first love in astrology. But in the meantime, you can book single sessions anytime between now and the 8th of October, but they have to be booked and paid for now. So they need to be booked and paid for within the next 2 or 3 weeks. And you can book them on the website in www.marthaclarkastrology.com. And my next webinar is going to be on the astrocartography of least aspected planets. So look out for that. It'll be held in about 3 weeks' time. Thanks very much.